Questo viaggio è stato bellissimo e anche importantissimo.
This trip was amazing and very important too, not only for Brazil, but I feel that it has marked a milestone for the whole movement in the world. We traveled from north to south. What struck me the most was discovering that the charism of unity is much, much greater than what we can understand and imagine. I would summarize this trip in 3 words. The first is care. This was the word that accompanied us in all the stages. Then it was also the key word for the Genfest held both in Brazil and throughout the world. We saw this especially in Amazonia, where there are 2 focolares, which collaborate with the local church and with civil society, specifically to take care of the people, of the many sufferings that exist in Amazonia, as we know, and healing the wounds. We truly saw them in action. This made us think even more of how care for people as well as for creation is important and is the only thing that can save humanity. We'll listen to Monsignor Bernardo Ballman, the Bishop of Óbidos, who will tell us more.
Então, assim, nós temos uma vasta cultura de várias culturas.
We could say that we have a vast culture of different cultures at the same time. And all of this has formed our culture, which is just for Amazonia. It's mainly a culture that comes from the indigenous culture. On the other hand, we have a lot of riches here, natural riches, but also we have social situations that are huge challenges, like poverty itself, or the lack of respect for human rights, or even the environment with the destruction of the forest.
Nós temos muita destruição da floresta.
All of this means that today we need to think again about how to take care of ourselves. Regarding this, we can learn especially from the indigenous peoples on how we can concretely share our lives, take decisions together, and even work together to reach the goals that we need today.
Para nós conseguirmos os nossos objetivos que nós precisamos hoje.
Poi la seconda parola è solidarietà orizzontale.
Then the second word is horizontal solidarity. This is an expression of a young person who participated in the first phase of the Genfest in Fortaleza. This is what he said. We were not the ones going there to teach, but we were all together, living unity and mutual love. This is what we learned through the very experience that we were living. I returned from this trip convinced that bearing witness together is truly powerful, not to mention the very strong experience we had at the SEO condominium in Fortaleza with various movements. A wonderful experience of fellowship and unity. The third word is believing. We saw and we met people who believed. We met a community that lives in the south of Brazil and is composed of 3 peoples from Brazil, Argentina, and Paraguay. There we personally saw them too in this commitment to care, to heal people's wounds, even those of the past. This phrase of the gospel was confirmed even more in me. If we have faith the size of a mustard seed, we can even move mountains. Impossible things become possible, but not so much for us, but for others, and for humanity that surrounds us.
Poi l'incontro che abbiamo fatto
Then there was the meeting we had at the Fazenda de Esperança with the Uniredes platform that groups together about 80 social organizations from the whole of Latin America. What was very clear, and we saw it firsthand, was this dimension of the gospel that focuses on social transformation. The gospel is not just a spiritual message, but a social revolution. It's a very true expression of care, because we meet Jesus forsaken, de los más desfavorecidos, as they say in Latin America, meaning in the least, in the poorest in society. Among other things, this is an experience, as you've highlighted, that we're living together, not only us, not only organizations born within the movement, but also organizations that have been inspired by the charism. In Latin America, this is fundamental. We cannot build unity bypassing social commitment. Unity, building unity, passes through social commitment. I believe that this is the message that we've brought from Brazil. Namely, it's a confirmation that unity and Jesus forsaken are two faces of the same coin, which is the gospel. The Gen proclaimed this in the Genfest too, when they spoke very clearly about Jesus forsaken. Then we had the gift of visiting Mariamplis Geneta, a little town in continuous transformation, very suitable for formation. While it's projecting itself outwards with a very concrete commitment for the people in the area, it's very integrated in the area, it opens its doors to everyone. It was a wonderful experience.